Shay,
Welcome
Shay,
to the VIP section.
Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, 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 Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, 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 Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay, Shay Baby, y'all. Shay, Shay, Shay Baby, y'all.
The vibes. Make sure you go like and subscribe to the channel if you like what's going on, if you like all the hip-hop and the sports news, and you like everything that Shay Baby's bringing to the table. Make sure you like and subscribe. You already know the vibes. Yes, sir. We are lit Wednesday. Another day, another dollar.
Shay Baby.
Shout out to everybody that's pulling up. You already know what's going on. Nothing but drama. Yeah, we got a good one today. Another vibe. Another hot one in New York today.
Shay Baby.
It's another hot one in New York today. It's probably about, I think it's going to be 98 today. It's crazy. I hate the hot weather, fam. And that's a fact. I hate the hot weather. Makes me dizzy. You know, just kills the vibe, man. You know, you got to be inside all day, AC. You know, you ain't got no AC in the crib in New York today. It's nasty.
Shay Baby.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of shit that a lot of stuff we're gonna talk about today. You know, today we're gonna try to focus in on Diddy is getting down to the end of all of this. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, let me pull this up. I'm not gonna lie. Your man Diddy's gonna come home. He's definitely coming
Shay
home.
Baby.
They dropped a lot of the cases on him. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Go to channel. That's crazy. Hold on, y'all. Just trying to pull it up on the big screen. I don't know why it's not pulling up. But yeah, Diddy's coming home. And that's a fact. He's definitely coming home. They dropping a lot of the cases. You know, they throwing out a lot of this stuff. I said from the beginning that it's hard to lock a man up that's just partying. It's just partying. Having a good time. You know, like I said, he beat Cassie down. That was nasty. But it's hard to lock a nigga up for groupies and people that wanted to party and people that wanted to have fun with this man. Jump in the comments. Don Coop was goody. Madness Mel was popping. Reading books was good.
Shay Baby.
All right, I see y'all in here early. We got a good one today. But yeah, let's get back to the Diddy situation. So Diddy, you know, I always said it was going to be hard to lock him up. Even though a lot of these women out there, they not happy at this. They not happy at this at all. But what you gonna say? The girls that were there, that popped the pills, popped champagne, got peed on, slutted out, they wanted this to happen.
Shay Baby.
They wanted this to happen. So it's hard to lock Diddy up for this. But we're gonna get to that. Don Coop, we on it today. Don Coop, we are on it today. All right, so let's jump right into it. I want to start the show off with my guys, the Gotti Brothers. Rest in peace to Irv. Shout out to my brother, my partner, my guy, Chris.
Shay Baby.
Yeah, they got a movie out there on Tubi. It's doing real well. It's actually good. I watched it last night for the first time, did a review on it. Shout out to Gotti. Me and Gotti had a conference call yesterday, which I told him I was going to take a look at the movie and do a review. I like the movie. I like watching movies like that. The typical street movie. Lance is playing like a guy in a movie that's like, I guess he made it in the league. He's making money, but he gets crazy in the movie. Safari's trying to sleep with his wife. Shout out to Safari. He's perfect for that. He's perfect for that. Safari is perfect for that role.
Shay Baby.
You know what I mean? Safari's perfect for that role because Safari. Safari does that type of shit in real life. Safari will take that girl in real life.
Shay Baby.
You know what I mean? So, here goes. Oh, wait, that's not it. Here goes one of the covers of the movie. They got, I think her name is Jordan Woods. Jordan Woods is in the soundtrack. She got like 3 or 4 songs with Lance on the soundtrack. And I believe she's in the movie, I think I saw her a couple times. But yeah, this movie is smoking. Look, check it out. Gotti, this movie with Lance Stevenson and Safari is off the chain.
Shay Baby.
It's crazy. I can't lie. Yo, this scene right here, Lance was ready to throw it all away and crash out. Safari, you be doing this for real. That's why this scene look crazy. Let's talk about it. Watch this.
That's who you want? Oh, you think I wasn't gonna see that shit, huh? No good bitch! All this fucking years, I've been good to her trifling ass. All right. I know what I'm gonna do.
All right. Yeah, I'm leaving the TV station right now, so we'll see you in a minute, all right?
Yo, Samaj! Hold on.
Jalen, what you doing here?
You think I'm stupid, nigga?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You trying to fuck my wife? Nigga, excuse me? Heard what the fuck I said.
Yeah, what the fuck you said? That doesn't make this shit make sense. Look, I don't know what the fuck you think is going on between me and Malaysia. But go take that shit up with her, you stupid ass nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga.
Yes!
Shay Baby.
You need to make...
Fire! Go watch that on Tubi. I can't lie. It's a great movie, man. It's a good movie. Yo, shout out to Chris Gotti. I mean, putting a movie from scratch together, putting it all together, just doing a movie, period, is not easy. Takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So I got to say shout out to them dudes for putting that together. 100%. So I'll show y'all another clip maybe on Monday. Shout out to my man, Charleston White. Charleston White, he won the boxing match. Man, we talked about this on Monday, but it's been going virals all over the internet. You see it all in the reels. You see that man. He's cut up. He's been working out for this one.
Baby.
Shout out to Charleston White for winning that one. That's a fact. And I think I got a little clip of him. Here it is. I think this is it. That's disgusting work, fam. I can't believe you, Island Boy. You let a 48-year-old man work you out, pause. Your hand skills is trash. Island Boys, you need to stop running your mouth in these streets, fam. Your hands is trash.
Shay Baby.
I beat the shit out of Island Boy, fam. Yeah. That's a fact. I beat the shit out of one of them Island Boy niggas,
Shay
man.
Baby.
We just saw what his hands was like. Charleston White hands is slow. He's 48. He smoked weed, an ounce of weed a day, he said. Yeah. Shout out to Unc, man. Unc did his thing out there, B. He's 48. I noticed something, too, about you rappers, you YouTubers, and all you guys. Y'all always want to do mismatches. You know, like Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Y'all young goofies want to keep boxing old people, man. Why? Island Boy, won't you get your ass in the ring with like Chief Keef?
Shay Baby.
No, my boy in the comments, you hater. I'm far from 48, my nigga. Far from 48. Come on, you sound stupid, man. You look crazy in the face, my guy. Always a troller in here, man.
Shay Baby.
Let me get him up out of here. He's a hater. Let's get him up out of here, y'all. We got I'm getting him up out of here. He's gone. It's over for him. Go enjoy somewhere else, fam. It's over for you this morning. See you later. Let's get him up out of here. Let me find his bum ass. Let's see. Go put him on timeout. We're gonna do him for 24 hours. He's out of here. He's out of here. Let's go. Get him out of here. That's a fact, that clown. Dirtman over on Facebook, what's good?
Shay Baby.
See, that's what I like. Niggas on Facebook, they show love. YouTube also, y'all show love. But when you start hating, I gotta get you out of here. I'm not gonna sit there and let you troll my live when I can easily kick you out. He's back. What a clown. What a clown. He got all these fake pages. We getting them out, man. Getting them out. You're going, buddy. Beat it. Enjoy the shade room, you goofy.
Yeah. Shay Baby.
That's a fact, Don Coop. Get him out of here. Got him. Thank you, Nishi. Let's roll Nishi out of here. Nishi's in the building. Everybody say what up to Nish early in the morning. Shout out to Nish. That's a fact. Nish, keep an eye on that clown. Seems like he got a lot of accounts. We ain't gonna have him killing the live this morning. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, yeah, my man. My son will graduate this Friday. That's a fact. Shout out to him. That's a great kid right there, man.
Shay Baby.
You see the troller that was in here? My son got more bread than him. My son drives a 2022-23 BMW. You think we got time for the haters and the trollers? Niggas is getting money on this side.
Shay Baby.
So shout out to little Shay. He'll graduate this year and, he'll move on and do big things in life. Love my man. 100%. All right, so let's move on into the show. We saw Charleston White beat this guy up right here. Just look at him, man. That was probably the Island Boys in here trolling. He's back. He's back, Niche. This is a clown. This is a clown right here. Come on, man. He said he wanted in Illinois. Nigga from New York City. What a goofy right there. Niche, get him out of here.
Shay Baby.
I hate that dude. So, Charleston White, we got to say, man, you the GOAT. Don't take no more boxing matches, Charleston White. Remain 1-0. Take the win and move on. Go back to the internet And now you can sit on them couches, you know, and feel good. You knocked out the Island Boys, you know what I mean? And now you can move on. Yo, this guy is really a fan. This is crazy. Diddy! Diddy, man, you be home soon, Diddy. Diddy's in the building, y'all. Diddy, you will be home real soon, my dude.
Shay Baby.
That's a fact. We'll see you in about 2 weeks, and you'll be doing the coming out. Coming. Shout out to Diddy. Diddy will be home soon,
Shay
man.
Baby.
That's a fact. Nigga said, grab the top of your phone and I will subscribe. Yo, y'all are wild,
Shay
man.
Baby.
I gotta love y'all early in the morning. You know, I think I try to get on earlier. The trollers be sleeping. The trollers don't sleep, y'all. This dude is still in here. What a clown, man. Wow. That's how you know when a nigga a troller. He just got a lot of accounts. He's up early in the morning to straight troll. What a goofy. Good morning, Michelle. How you feeling? Let's roll Michelle A out. Shelley! See, it's all love in here. Why do we want trollers in here? There's nothing but females in here. That dude has no life. No life. Early in the morning with no life. At least have a life at no life at night. No life 24/7 is nasty work. Look, he's back again. God damn. Don't stop, Diddy. Don't stop, baby. We see you. We see you, baby. They tried to pin you down in the jail. I can't lie, Diddy. I made some paper though off all of the allegations though. I can't lie. You know, got a lot of fans off it. You know what I mean? So even though it was a bad thing for you, it was good for the YouTubers. We got a little motion off all of this. So even Diddy got niggas motion off all of the BS.
Shay Baby.
And that's a fact. Naseem said the Diddy party will not stop. Whole lot of Diddy parties in the next couple of weeks when Diddy come home.
Shay Baby.
Yo, OG, I don't even smoke weed no more, my dude. Thank you, though. Thanks for the love and appreciation. I smoked so much weed in my lifetime, I gotta stop for a little while.
Shay Baby.
That's how much weed I done smoked. I done smoked so much, it is over for, at least for the summer. It's too hot for that, man. Yo, this nigga's back again, Niche. This is ridiculous, Niche. This guy is a real clown, man. Niche, get him out of here again, Niche. Nah, weed is fire. I love weed. Weed is a good thing. But sometimes, you know, you gotta leave it alone just for a little while. Especially niggas that smoke a lot. I was smoking at least 10 to 20 blunts a day. 2 apes a day, that's crazy.
Shay Baby.
That's a fact. But it is what it is. All right, so let's jump into everything. Offset. The crowd wasn't feeling Offset in Atlanta. I think Cardi B might have messed up this dude's run. I can't lie. Check out his performance in Atlanta 2 days ago. Look how the crowd was acting. That's crazy. Wow. Look at that. Nasty work. Disgusting. The crowd wasn't even moving. Yo, this dude is still in here, man. How many accounts this nigga got, man? Shit is crazy. Niche, get him up out of here. This dude is just keep coming back with more accounts. That nigga has no life. Child predator, you sound stupid, my nigga. I don't even like girls under the age of 35. I'm gonna be a child predator. Let's talk about that one. If you come in here every day and stop SMDM, stop topping niggas off, man. Move around, man.
Shay Baby.
You can't be that much of a clown. For real, man. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Offset, man. I don't know. I feel like his run could be over, fam. You know, after all of this is what happens. You know, Cardi B, not only did she come out with the song Outside, she got underneath the fans. Look, this is in Atlanta. ATL not feeling Offset. This is Atlanta. This is hometown. Look. Look at that. Crazy. That's ridiculous, man. I don't know what's Offset's next move, man. If this is how the fans and the crowd is going to treat him, it's going to get crazy, fam. That's a fact. Yeah, Niche, I don't know what this dude is doing. I don't know how he keeps getting in here. Retarded Troll, what's good, my dude? Retired Troll, what's poppin'?
Shay Baby.
Yeah. 100%, my boy. See, Retired Troll, I love him. He came in, me and him had a little issues in the beginning. Now that's my code D.
Shay Baby.
Now that's my code D. Yes, I don't know what he gonna do. All right, so check this out.
The cheesecake situation. From your point of view, how did that come about?
I'm gonna break down the cheesecake thing for you, Mighty, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if y'all internet people cut this up in shorts and don't highlight all of the positive things that I've been telling you, all of the enlightened things that I've been telling you, that all of you could suck out your mother. Every last one of you. Don't ever talk to me again. Don't ask me for no interviews. Don't come check for me. Don't even listen to FUBU Radio on Sunday again. I wore a light jacket with a headband, a blue headband, because they said we go into the studio. Then the antics come up. Da. This is what y'all do. I said, oh, Lord. He said, Dylan, do you know? We know how the video goes. Will you know where to get cheesecake? I said, yeah, Junior's with my young self. And I call one of my dogs them. I say, yo, you know what he just said? He said that we need to and go get the cheesecake and walk. That's what I said. You remember this? So then they start walking. I said, no. I didn't walk. I said, you know what? This is called making of the bitch. It's not called making of the bad. I don't understand this. Now, this is a TV show? I thought we would go to the studio. Like, now, where I'm from, if they play you once, they're going to play you again. If they if they take advantage like that, it's over for the reputation. Guard your reputation with your life. Which is why I guard my reputation with my life. Which is why for all those times y'all didn't see me and I disappeared. It's because you tried to tarnish the reputation. The joke and everything else, which I took and flipped and made it a positive thing, it wasn't intended for that. You know, it was intended to ruin a reputation, to make somebody look over cocky with his ego and all kinds of stuff so that we can just get rid of him in the end. And that didn't work. So once again, I'm standing in front of Daddy's house and I said, let's not do that. I know people at Def Jam, we can get a deal elsewhere because keep in mind, no one's seen this yet. It's being filmed currently, like us in this current moment. If you unplug all your stuff, no one's going to see this. So I said that they're not going to even see the Cheesecake Walk. We don't have to do it. But nobody listens to Dylan. These shades of I can't relate. And no one.
Dylan. Nobody listens to Dylan. He said Diddy kicked out your man that hold the umbrella up. What's his name? Bentley. You know, that dude, you know, Farnsworth Bentley, because he's a thief. Not a thief. A thief. You know what I mean?
Baby.
Yeah. Let me see if I still have that from the other day. That nigga was wilding on that. I think I do. He said he is a thief. A thief. Nah, I erased it. But he called the nigga Farnsworth Bentley a thief. Nasty. All right, so I feel like we should jump into this Cardi B Offset thing first. Yeah, man, it seems like your man Stephon Diggs and Cardi B, it looks like they're going all the way to the end. Dude bought homegirl a castle. That's crazy. Offset might commit suicide soon, fam.
This man got us staying in a castle. I'm talking about a real castle. Look at this. Look at this. This is a real fucking castle. I wonder Marie Antoinette was getting fucked all down here. All up in this bitch. Look at that. There's real crocodiles in there. Mind you, I've been to him, like, every time I go to Europe, I can never go to Versailles. Or I can never go see the Tudor Castle in England. He said, bitch, you want castle, bitch? I'll give you all the castle, bitch. I'm gonna sleep with the castle, bitch. It's so crazy.
This shit remind me of a movie. You sit all the way over at the end while I stare at you.
Look how beautiful.
Crazy.
This man is so adventurous. He got us in a fucking castle. Like, look at this. Like, I can't believe we staying in some place like this. This is insane. Gee. Child, look at the toilet, child. Ooh. This is the toilet. This is where I'm gonna take the royal. Shit. And this is where I'm gonna wash my royal hiney. This man got me in a castle. I'm talking a real castle.
Nasty work. All right, see, now this is the issue that I have with all of this. It's lovely. It looks good. It looks fine. You know, but, you know, it seems like she's doing these things, you know, to make Offset upset, you know, putting it on a gram. You know, I understand everybody wants to show off stuff like that, but I know how Offset is feeling, man. You know what I mean? Women, but Offset did a lot of this stuff to himself. You know, when he went to Dubai, he took the 3 girls with him. Remember that? Remember we covered that? He took the 3 girls, the 3 Caucasian girls with him to Dubai. He was tricking on her and Gucci and everything like this. And he put it on Instagram. So of course, Cardi B was gonna clap back. You know what I mean? She did the Ja Rule. She clapped back. You know what I mean?
Shay Baby.
That's all that was. I see everybody saying what's up to Niche in the building. Niche is definitely in the building. This nigga said, I've been held for child molestation in Illinois. I've never been to Illinois ever in my life. What's wrong with this guy?
Shay Baby.
I've never been to Illinois a day in my life. Niche, get him out of here. He's creating accounts after accounts after accounts.
Shay Baby.
And you can tell he's doing this. Because we kick him out, it takes like 7 or 8 minutes, then he's back. How many emails you got, bro? Your phone must be full with storage with 200 email accounts for trolling. What a clown. That's crazy.
Shay Baby.
Shout out to Matthew Dove in the building. What's good, my boy? 100%. See, come in like that. Don't come out trolling. Oh, yeah. So, Saturday, your boy will be here at the Mac opening day parade. It's going to be crazy. Davies, all types of artists in there. And they got all of the Dykeman versus the Mac tournament, the Bolden Mac out in Long Island. Your man Shay Baby will be on the scene, interviewing all the rappers, interviewing all the entertainers and the athletes. That's what I get paid the big bucks to do.
Shay Baby.
That's the difference between me and these YouTubers. I do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
That's right, Harlem. We outside this weekend.
Shay Baby.
100%. I can't wait to because I love basketball. And I, you know, it's crazy that I like going to the hood basketball games. Then I don't go to NBA games. You can't smoke weed in there. You know, you can't have you know, they make you drink beer all day. You know, you can have a real nutcracker drink out there and everything. That's a fact. 100%. Oh, yeah, we got that SBTV piece out. See it? I don't do those big chains and all that stuff no more. Now, I'm a grown man now. So I wanted a little piece that I could wear every day, jump, take a shower in, you know, with my logo, with my name on it. Shout out to my man Soli, you know, Soli Jewelers. You know, they are Soli Incorporated. He's the best jeweler in New York City. I love him. I've been dealing with Soli for over 20 years, you know, and it's just a good situation. You know what I mean?
Shay Baby.
That's a fact. Shout out to him. Harlem, good looks, man. You know, all the hard work and all the time that I put into, I figure I'd buy myself something for once. You know what I mean? You know, you always, you know, you can't just sit down and make all the money and not go nowhere and buy nothing. You know, every time I'm out, it's just the work. Sometimes you just want to go out, get a little flea, and chill out. So I said, let me get me a little SBTV chain. Plus, I seen all these YouTubers, like my man Zip to the Drip. Let's get to that. Everybody, all the YouTubers are getting the jewelry. So I said, you know what? Let me get me a little SBTV piece. 100%. So y'all will see me wearing this every day. This is my everyday chain. And I got one more coming. I got the logo, the round logo pause of the coming to. He's doing that one on the house for me. We're going to do a commercial for the platform. So y'all will see his commercial on all of the shows in about 2 or 3 weeks. So shout out to him. All right, let's talk about it. Let me see. Yeah, Michelle, treat yourself, right? Had to. Let me see what Diddy said. Oh, Diddy saying, okay, all right, Diddy. We see you.
Shay Baby.
You see what he said? Grab the camera for Lamar Jackson edits. Shout out to Zip. Yeah. Shout out to Zip. Yeah. Let's get to that.
Shay Baby.
Yeah, look. I'm not a hater. I watch niggas too. You know, I don't know if they watch my channel, but I don't care. I don't need them to watch it. You know what I mean? For real. I got my own fans. They got their own fans. But I watch them when they got the drama. I don't just be watching them to be watching them. When I see them talking stuff on the internet, let's get to that. You know what I mean? And my man Sean Campbell too. Shout out to him. That's family. He said, Cuomo? Cuomo? Ha!
Shay Baby.
Them. We shout out to them and shout out to their success too. You know, Zip did 20 years in jail for him to come home, jump on the internet, start making money. You know, niggas need to stop hating on him, man. You know what I mean? 20 years in jail is something else, and come home and get to the money. It's all love. You know what I mean? You know who his biggest ops is? Hassan Campbell. I like him too. He's hilarious. I love Hassan Campbell.
Shay Baby.
100%. All right. So, Cardi B, I'll keep y'all up to date on her. Wait, actually, I think I got something on her today. Let me see.
YouTube. Chicks. Get ready.
You know what to do, chicks.
Listen, chicks, smooth.
Hey, now, a couple days ago, Woody put out a message telling everybody he's broke.
That's Charleston White getting that little Woody for him being broke. I think this is it right here. Hold on, see. Oh, no. Wait, this could be it. Yeah, this is it. This is it. And then we all Cardi B. Yeah, baby.
Chrisean Rock drives to Blueface house to pick up the rest of her belongings.
In life with Chrisean. Right now I'm gonna go pick up the rest of my son's stuff. After that, I go to the lot,
stay here.
pick up a Maybach
Let's
truck.
stay here for a second.
Purchase.
Okay.
Straight up.
Let's stay here for a second. So, Blueface kicks Chrisean Rock out the crib. We done with Cardi B. Let's move on to her. Remember the other day on Monday we talked about her when her and Blueface was arguing. She was on live. She was talking about how she giving him chances. She was willing to get his chains out of the shop, give him money because Blueface apparently went broke since he's been in jail. So she said she didn't mind paying his bills, looking out for him and doing things. It's funny that she paid his bills and then he threw her out. Check it out.
I gotta get pretty. I should have did my hair and my makeup, like lashes, cause I'm posting it on my story. Then I'm finna go to this house, take all my stuff to this house. Like, you know, I'm just being resilient, bro. Standing firm. But check this out though. Stop playing with me, for real. I don't care about none of that. I really don't. I love my baby dad, but we are not together. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just on period. Do I have a man or I F with somebody? No. I don't. I'm worried about what's in front of me, not behind me. And I ain't even worried. I'm walking into what's in front of me because my steps are ordered. Like everything is orchestrated already. Everything is waiting for me already. Everything is happening, and it's crazy because my baby dad called me today, and he want to tell me how he like, you know, we can't work this out because you I don't want to work this out. And I'm like, boy, I don't want to work this out. So why are you telling me you want to work this out or you don't want to work this out? I don't want to work this out.
That's a fact. She
like,
was
yeah,
a
you went
fact.
on a date. You talking about funny, Margot? I should really show niggas, remind what Cardi say. Let me remind niggas, like, you okay? Talking about streaming promise a date. You mean
smash them like buttons? Smash them like buttons.
I'm
Y'all
gonna take
doing well
myself
this morning.
on a date before I let the next nigga take me. Straight up. And then
wow.
Bro.
Yeah, shit.
We almost out of here, bro.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Smash them like buttons. That's crazy.
Guys.
The crib look alright though.
Vince, tell me what we doing.
Man.
We moving my shit in my other house.
Shedding skin.
Real shit, bro. Like, what the fuck is happening? That's crazy, bro.
They got her shit in garbage bags. That's crazy.
Gotta get the baby stuff. Chrisean, Jesus, let's go to our new home. First, Mama gotta pick up the Maybach truck. Then we on our way home.
She said she going to pick up a Maybach truck first.
We're going on our...
Damn, she seemed happy.
Yo. Just in case they try to say I left the house dirty, this how I left it. Because they fucking lying. And then they try to say, oh, we had her stuff at storage. No, y'all had my stuff. Y'all had my stuff back here in the Corvette. Look, this is where they had my stuff at. Hiding in the Corvette.
He said,
this is some of my
trash bags
stuff.
is super crazy.
Look, the baby stuff. He ain't show y'all everything because he lied. It was never in storage. It was all at his house, hiding. They hid my shit. Blueface hid my shit, gave me an ultimatum to come back home on his terms.
Sad, Michelle, right?
Shit.
Bad business.
He never kicked me out, and the house was never dirty. You feel me? Remember the things? This how the house looked when I left. They packed my shit and put it in the fucking... They never put it in storage. He lied, bro. He held my shit hostage so I could still come over here and come and get my shit.
Crazy. So, Blueface threw her out. It seemed like Chrisean Rock got a little paper though, so she should be fine. She said she had a crib in Baltimore. I don't know why she moved to Baltimore, but she lives in Baltimore. I think that's where she's from. I'm not sure. Because I know she went to, I think, Delaware University, I think. Yeah. Let's look at that. Let's see where she's from. Where is Chrisean Rock from? Let's see. She's from Maryland. Look. That's why she got a crib in Baltimore. She moved back to the town. Yo, listen. Ain't nothing wrong with going back to the town. The town is where you're comfortable from. You know, there's a lot of haters in the town. You know, like me. I love where I'm from. You know what I mean? I love where I'm from. You know, I lived in Jersey, but now it's like ever since I've been doing Shay Baby TV, I've been back in the town. Because that's where the podcast room and everything is at. So, you know, it's sort of like, you know, the rappers too. Like, you know, they get money, they move out of the hood, but they always still wind up back on that corner. It's where you're comfortable at. You know what I mean? That's a fact. Yeah. All right, so we covered Cardi B, we covered Chrisean Rock. Now we want to jump into this. This is nasty work. Diddy, you still in the building, Diddy? Diddy, I need to ask you a few questions. What is Gene Dill talking about here? Because this is crazy.
Maybe of the rainbow persuasion. To be I like to be thinking about it. They was at the rainbow persuasion. And I was telling people that they used to go to he used to like
Smash
to go
them
to the
lights,
Turkish
y'all.
bath. You know, we used to be on the outside, and all the other security personnel who ever went with them, we couldn't go through the doors or nothing like that. We just the front door, wait for them to come out. But you knew they was gay spots. I'm just gonna be 100 with you. We knew they were gay spots. This dude said that he was in the steam room at LA Fitness. While at the steam room at LA Fitness, Diddy was sizing him up. And they was having a conversation, and Diddy tried to go down on him and give him a fellatio.
Woo, nasty work.
Now, this is a Hollywood producer just came out and said this. So I thought he was probably having flashback that he was in one of the Turkish baths houses, but he was in LA Fitness, and the dude said I had to beat Diddy at. He had to beat Diddy off of him. Diddy about to get a rape charge in LA Fitness, bruh. That was crazy. The producer said, I think was it John or James Collins, something like that. He said that he had to beat Diddy off of him. He ran to the front desk to get the people to help him because he wanted to, I guess he wanted to do something, you know.
Diddy is crazy, y'all. He said he bringing niggas to the Turkish baths and try to give niggas top in the shower. And the dude had to fight him off him. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, so we got some more smoke, man. Diddy, you be home soon, though, Diddy. Don't you worry about these allegations, these rumors. You still got money, man. You can sit in the crib all day. You don't need no friends. You don't need no new friends. No new friends, no new friends. Where's OVO at? Yeah. No new friends for Diddy. After this. No new friends. All right, let's get into it.
You was telling me before this interview how Diddy, he violated a Hollywood producer who was good friends with Mark Wahlberg. Tell me more about that.
Yo, I was reading that shit, bro, and remember I was telling people, and I caught a lot of flack about this, that that Diddy liked to go to Turkish
Smash
baths
them like buttons.
and in the village, and a lot of the Turkish bath places that we was going, you know, the clientele when you could see them walking in there that they were maybe of the rainbow persuasion. To be I like to be thinking about it. They was at the rainbow persuasion. And I was telling people that they used to go to he used to like to go to the Turkish bath. You know, we used to be on the outside, and all the other security personnel who ever went with them, we couldn't go through the doors or nothing like that. We just the front door, wait for them to come out. But you knew they was gay spots. I'm just gonna be 100 with you. We knew they were gay spots.
Crazy.
This dude said that he was in the steam room at LA Fitness. While at the steam room at LA Fitness, Diddy was sizing him up. And they was having a conversation, and Diddy tried to go down on him and give him a fellatio. Now, this is a Hollywood producer just came out and said this. So I thought he was probably having flashback that he was in one of the Turkish baths houses, but he was in LA Fitness, and the dude said I had to beat Diddy at. He had to beat Diddy off of him. Diddy about to get a rape charge in LA Fitness, bro. That was crazy. The producer said, I think was it John or James Collins, something like that. He said that he had to beat Diddy off of him. He ran to the front desk to get the people to help him because he wanted to, I guess he wanted to do something, you know, like bring charges on him, stuff like that. Diddy ran out.
Shout out to YouTube
and they
police.
said he never had a membership. He just used to pay cash to come in all the time. So that's what they happening in LA Fitness, huh? They running it like a Turkish bath, allegedly. Yo, dude crazy. Dude came out with that, bro. Listen, when I first started telling my stories about how this dude behavior, his attitude, what he did to people around him, I never knew that this was like it is now, bro. You know what I'm saying? And any of the guys who hung with us could never say that this dude acted like that and did that stuff like that. Bruh, you cannot tell me it wasn't the drugs and it ain't the drugs that then took over this man's body, mind, soul, or whatever. It's got to be the drugs, bro.
He said it got to
It's
be the drugs.
got to be the drugs.
Damn.
That's all I can say. For him to try to take a man that's not even willing, it ain't like he was some like MC Gag and he just trying to get on or something like that. No, this man wasn't even willing. And that came out. That hit the newspaper. That was in the newspapers this week. That's just crazy. Well, you know, like I've never knew that LA Fitness was a place that men met up to do things like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
I thought it was just a regular gym.
Smash them likes.
I used to take them to the Turkish bath things, and I knew them was gay spots. You could not tell me that them was not gay spots with the guys and the people type of guys. And I'm not saying everybody who go to, listen to me, everybody who go to Turkish baths ain't gay. But the spots in the village that we used to take them to, there were more gay people or people that appeared to be of the Rainbow Coalition or gay that was walking in those places. So don't get mad at me. And if you do, F you and feed you beans, bro. I'm just telling you what I saw and where we used to take them. And I wasn't the only security that took them.
So how long would you be waiting out there for Diddy to come up?
A couple of hours. Man, that's the best time. You sitting in the truck chilling. You sitting in the truck chilling. He coming out smiling. He happy. Yeah.
Check your phone right quick. You must be talking about him, right?
That must have happened in California because I was working for him back in those days.
My name is James Cummings. I was sexually assaulted by P. Diddy in 2002 in a steam room in Los Angeles. And he slams me up against the wall, and I grab him, and he's got his chain. So I punch him in the face because I can't get him off me. He's on me, and he's trying to suck my dick, even though I'm fighting with him, trying to get him off of me. So I get him by the throat, and I get him up onto the wall. I throw him the wall. I'm like, what the f-? So I'm looking at him.
Hold on, let's rewind that a little bit.
And it's like all these things are going through by the throat, and I get him up.
This is nasty
My name is
work.
James Cummings. I was sexually assaulted by P. Diddy in 2002
Hold on, let's play that again.
in a steam room in Los Angeles. And he slams me up against the wall, and I grab him, and he's got his chain. So I punch him in the face because I can't get him off me. He's on me, and he's trying to suck my dick, even though I'm fighting with him, trying to get him off of me. So I get him by the throat, and I get him up onto the wall. I throw him the wall. I'm like, what the f-? So I'm looking at him, and it's like all these things are going through my mind, and it's like he just like comes at me again. I grab him, but it goes. I throw him. We go outside of the steam room. Now he goes off the wall. He goes down, and now I'm thinking he's running. So I grab his chain, and I got him, and I'm dragging him because I'm trying to bring him down to the front desk because, look, I don't know what to do. I've never had something like this happen to me before, you know?
Man.
That's crazy.
I believe Puff was just probably on some kind of drugs or something, man.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
The way this, because that's he trying to take a dude.
Wow.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
No, Diddy,
or whatever he was on. Whatever he was on, he must have thought that was the place to be.
Smash
LA
them like
Fitness.
buttons. It's lit in here.
But 2002, man, I wouldn't have never known this. I knew he used to go to those spots, but I didn't never know he would try to take something from somebody. Because in 2002, I was around him, but he was in LA. This happened in LA Fitness in California. You know, I wasn't out there. I had him when he came to New York. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's crazy, y'all. That's unbelievable. So, he said that Diddy, I guess, hemmed him up. You know, he hemmed Diddy up. Diddy was trying to take his manhood from him in the shower. You know, he actually didn't do enough. He was supposed to go all out, pick shit up, hit him in the head with it. I'm trying to take his life from there. You trying to rape me in the shower? I'm trying to hang you up by your chain. Just get fuck out of here, Diddy. Shay Baby. No, that's if that's true. Allegedly. Allegedly. You know, we know what these people are trying to put on Diddy out here, but this one is the worst. This is the worst I've heard. Hey, take you to a LA Fitness to go work out. First of all, this is what I didn't understand about the dude. Why are you even getting in the shower with Diddy? What you mean we want to take a shower together, Diddy? No. When I played sports, right? And I played a lot of sports, my whole high school, you know, elementary, all of that. Football, let's talk about football. 40 niggas on the team, right? When I played football in high school, right? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't shower till I got home. I thought that was zesty showering with 40 niggas in the locker room and all that. I used to play the game, boom, boom, boom. I used to even feel suspect. You know, there was niggas in the locker room, they used to play gay games. I didn't want to play like that. Snatching the towel off of niggas, humping each other in the locker room, all types of shit like that in the football locker room. Niggas ain't gay, they just play like that. I didn't want to play like that. Yeah. They used to say, Shay, why you don't take a shower after the practice and the games? I said, nah, I'm good. Shay Baby. I live like 5 miles from here. I can wait to get home. I'll wait. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, if you play football equipment has a stench to it that when you put it on, you smell like you played football. If you play football. So if you played those sports, you know you funky after you play a game of football. Especially September-ish, October-ish, when it's still 70, 80 degrees out. And if you live in Florida or California playing football, it's still summertime weather. So you know that you're a little funky after playing football. Me, I don't want to shower with men at all.
Shay Baby.
That's why I said I don't understand. How does fam even get in the shower with Diddy? That's why I say a lot of this stuff is allegedly. And that's a fact.
Shay Baby.
Nasty work, man. Regardless, it's still all nasty. All right, so I wanted to get, let me see, do I have this? I wonder if it made it. Oh, shoot, it didn't. I don't think. Let me see if I could grab it. I didn't see it in there. Hold on, I had your man, Amon Wiggins. He was at the court the other day. I don't know if I got it, though. Oh, yes, I do. All right. Here we go. So, Amon Wiggins. Now, we're not going to hear his song today.
Okay, get it.
This song.
The tea. Thank you, Judge. Okay. So let's just get right into it. Chow? It's gotten there. I wasn't expecting a lot of fireworks today. But there were so many fireworks. It's no shade. So we're down to the end, guys. Every single day that we get closer and closer to the end, I get devastated because I'm hot, but I'm going to miss you. And I don't know why it feels like we're leaving, but I just feel because we're not leaving. We're still going to do kind of. Hold on.
Smash them lights, y'all.
Clear here. Okay. Once this whole thing wraps up, I'm dipping for a minute. Don't look for me. Don't tweet me. Don't at me. I'm going on vacation. Let's start there. I will be disappearing for a minute. Not too long, though, because I got to still deposit my check. So I'll be gone for a few days, though. No tea. But, for those that have came, for the Diddy coverage, hopefully you'll stay again. But, I want to set the expectation for you guys. YouTube is a platform that has ebbs and flows. So, this is our up season, and so we'll have, once we're done with this, we'll probably go on a chill season. You know what I mean? We'll probably bop over to the Manifestation channel for a little bit. We'll do some different content. So if the numbers aren't as high or the engagement isn't high, well, I understand, but I don't want you guys to fret and think, oh, what happened to the channel? Just understand that it's ebbs and flows. And for my people that's been following me for a while, you already know how we give it up. We never stop. We are always consistent. So we have high times, we have low times, but what's important is that we continue the grind and we continue building this story. So this Diddy will be a high, then we'll probably get out and we'll just kind of be a little bit low, chilling, and then something else will happen. So I just say stick with us. You know what I mean? Everything that goes up comes down and mellows out, and then we go up again. That's how this works. Okay? So anyway, but no need to miss me if you'll still be here. All right. So they said I'll miss you after the break. Well, I'm not leaving YouTube though, so there's no reason to miss me. You might be leaving me, but I'm not going nowhere. My day one's going. Okay. Now the whole point was to show that Jane Doe was with the freak off. It says here that I wrote that Jane Doe kept begging for dicks. Very thirsty.
Very thirsty.
I said she sent very thirsty text messages.
Crazy.
Jane Doe hit up Cabral and said, Happy New Year's. Can you come New Year's? He said, I can't. I'm cooking for my family. We'll come tomorrow early in the morning. He said, I'm down. She said, I have your hotel info. I'm excited to see you, baby. He said, I'm excited to see you too, ho. March 22nd, Diddy and Jane Doe, I think I snoozed out for a little bit because it just was too much. Diddy text Jane Doe. Ooh, I'm horny as fuck. And then this got a little kinky. Diddy texted and said, "Ooh, I just been having fantasies about you and Leo." Leo is the Italian. So Diddy said that he's been fantasizing about her and Leo and how she's just been taking that from Leo.
Crazy.
Then Diddy texts back and says, "Are you horny? Or is it just me?" She says, "No, baby. I'm horny too."
Crazy.
So they're setting up the scene because this is always what they talked about. This is all the time. If you've been listening to me for a while throughout this whole trial, you start to realize, well, Jane Doe, you were a part of this. You were, girl. Every time he texts you, "I'm horny," you're horny too. You're texting the men. You're with everything. Let's not do that like you weren't with it. Because you were begging for on Christmas and New Year's and took Diddy's card and tried to book a next day flight.
Crazy.
Let's be clear. Diddy said, "Oh, I got some new tricks for you, bitch. I want to bend those legs all the way back and stick my deep in your ass."
In your what? Crazy.
And she said, "Oh, baby, it's the only one that can make me come." Then Diddy said, "Oh, bitch, I saw that Italian stallion working you. Getting the out of you. I saw that Italian stallion motherfucker, but I'm on my way. Because he got me so horny." April. Yeah, that's a lot. You know what I mean? Just like really think about that for me. That's a lot. That's kind of a lot. That's really like, honestly, that's
Gino
really
Bambino was good.
That's a lot to be sitting there. Mind you, Diddy's mama is sitting in the back. The kids is there. You know, the niggas from the hood, the homies from the hood, you know, they there trying to wear the free Diddy t-shirts, but they gotta, which every other day, they gotta listen to you talk about a big black or Italian sausage or a nick dick. Text messages also came out that on one of the websites, Cowboys for Angels, the guy, one of the escorts, was missing $600. He went back and said, "Hey," told the booking lady, "Hey, I didn't get my money. I was shortchanged." The manager over at Cowboys for Angels contacted Diddy and said, "Well, what happened to the guy's rest of his money?" And Diddy said, "Nigga, what?" He couldn't perform. And they tried to make it seem like their site is not an escort site. So they're saying, "Well, you got to pay for the services. It's not about whether he performed." He said, "Please, if that ain't hard and if it don't shoot, I don't want it."
Damn.
And so you know that was the rules. Cassie told us that back in 2016, 2014, 2010.
Wow.
If there aren't any finishings so that we can play in the sloppy seconds, there won't be a final payment.
That's crazy.
Does that
work.
make sense? And Diddy,
shout out to Camden, New Jersey. What's good?
Was very serious about
Daniel,
that
I see you, my boy.
Being hard. And not only did it have to get hard, it needed to shoot.
Wow.
This was the problem with the Punisher.
Shay Baby.
He was supposed to be punishing That
Yo!
but that broke.
He went broke.
So he was no longer of any use.
Damn. Diddy's a wild boy, fam. Diddy, what's poppin'?
Okay. I wrote, they showed text messages where Jane Doe was very thirsty asking. I just wrote it down because the text message was going too fast. I said she's very thirstily asking if the escorts can come for Diddy's birthday. This was Paul. The guy Paul was traveling. Paul pretty much, she said, can you come? Are you available? Paul said, I'm on the plane. I won't be home until 6:30 in the morning. She said, that's fine. I'll just see you early in the morning. Can you come? He was like, fine. She said, all right. Do you need the address? She's like, go ahead and send me the address. Then she texts him a few hours later, hey, did you land yet? I'll see you bright and early in Burbank. Because in her mind, mind you, it's 3 p.m. Might even be noon. But it's Diddy's birthday, so they high as hell. So she's thinking, no problem. You get here at 6:30 in the morning. We'll still be high. You'll be probably the 5th guy I blow off.
Damn.
Because the freak-offs didn't start till 2, 3, 4, 5. Really not even 2, 3, because that's normal freak-off hours, right? No. The luxury freak-offs would start at, 5 a.m. in the morning. And I'll be honest with you. When I used to do my, be really tore up, popping the Molly, popping that, Oh, yeah, I've lived. If you know, you know. That sun comes up, I'm devastated. Get me out of here. I'm hating my life. I'm like, what are you doing? You're so irresponsible. You're a despicable human being. How dare you? Why would you do this? This is so irresponsible of you. I couldn't imagine starting to freak off at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, high as hell, traveling, getting in my car, zooted out of my mind, eyes rolling to the back of my head, bug eye dilated as hell, mouth going a mile a minute because I'm cracked out. And I'm just getting started. And it's 6 in the morning in my 50s. This is crazy. This is crazy. I know that hangover is nasty. Ooh, that come down is nasty. Oh, I know that come down is terrible. I know that come down is terrible. I know that come down is some nasty, nasty, nasty work. I've lived. So that always gets me because I'm like, how does Diddy have the stamina? Because I'll be honest with you. Can we talk? For me, if I go have a hard night drinking too much, I need about a day or two. Don't call me. I'm not going to brunch. If we go out Saturday, we get drunk, I'm not making it to brunch at 1. Not doing it. I got a headache. I got a hangover. I'm irritated. Now, don't let me get into my sticky icky. Little pink dust, little Molly, little liquid Molly, little Diddy. And I'm up all night. I need 2-3 days. And I need all the lights closed, all the blood, no light, no air,
Edison
no
99
phone.
was good.
The day is just gone. Yeah, 24 hours will definitely pass. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. I'm agitated. I don't want to talk. This come down is kicking my ass. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. I'm over there tired and thinking, oh my God, I need an IV drip for you.
That pink cane?
For myself, just thinking about this stuff.
Shay Baby.
But imagine starting it and then once I see, and then if I'm really on that type of time and it's crazy and it's like a full freak off, or just even being out at the club. Like, here's the thing. I know Pride Weekend is here this weekend, right? And My boys are coming into town. And I'm like, I'm excited to see them, but I'm like dying on the inside because I'm thinking to myself, the sun is going to come up and I'm going to be walking out of a club. I hate that. Oh, I hate that. I hate the sun coming up and I'm still out. Oh, so I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they do that. You know what I mean? I just don't know. You did me down so good, baby. You had this put thee throbbing.
Wow.
Diddy says, can't nobody with you come get all this kinky, nasty loving, bitch.
Diddy, wow.
I hear you, daddy. Nasty, kinky love. And then she sent a bunch of freaky, kinky
India,
emojis.
what's popping? Shout out to
Squirting.
Harlem. One of my favorite places in New York.
Eggplant.
Love Harlem.
And ass. She wrote, I love making your dick rock hard. I'm gonna blow your dick off. Or something like that. It was I you know what I mean? I think that's what she said. It was something around to blow your dick off. Then she said, and I can't wait to suck your nipples. I love being so kinky for you, daddy.
Nasty
and lay
word.
it all inside of me.
Wow.
I'm over there like, girl, this is a lot. I needed a break after all that. I was like, okay. I don't want to hear all of this. I'm like, okay, I've checked out. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. I had to go out and take a break, guys. There was more to it. But this was like, okay, I've heard enough of the talk. It was just so much. It was so freaked out. It was so... And here's the thing. Can we talk for a minute? These are messages, while they're entertaining the first few times you hear them, it's kind of like, well, this is how people talk in their... I'm sure if you went through my phone, if I went through your phone, you could find some freaky text messages. Everybody talks like this with their significant other to a certain degree. But it's like, I didn't want to hear that. I didn't need all of this. I'm over it now. I'm disgusted. It's not my business. I don't care. But I think they did this because, well, I know they did this because they were trying to show that for a woman to not be interested, for a woman to be so uncomfortable, for a woman to be so sore and trafficked and coerced and manipulated, she was sure wet and throbbing and ready.
Crazy.
Like a hot and ready pizza. Step it.
Nasty.
It. Today. And I think from time to time, she'd say, nigga. Do with that what you will. So here we are. So we took a break from that. And we came back. And we got into the Rule 29. So the Rule 29, it's standard procedure for the most part. It's when the defense comes and they present a case where they try to get an acquittal because they feel as though the prosecution has not outlined their case and presented enough evidence. So everybody was interested for this. So
let me pause this for a second.
In their statement,
shout out to Marissa. She looking like she a joint right there. I ain't gonna lie. Edison, good looks for the support, my dude. Appreciate you. Yo, I can't lie. Marissa Bringhurst looking like a joint. We gotta put her down with the Shay Baby team. That's a fact. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe. Mama, we like the baddies with us. And you definitely looking good. I can't lie.
Shay Baby.
But let's get back to it.
He said the government has failed to provide the information needed
Charles.
to charge Diddy
Get it, Charles.
on all these crimes. So they went through each one. They went through the contents of the RICO. Government
Edison,
has not
I appreciate
provided
you.
the elements of the RICO. The government has to prove that Diddy agrees to participate directly in the enterprise and racketeering. So what that means is they're saying you guys are using his sex life, his personal life, but in essence, where is the agreement that he made and conspired with him and his team of people to commit this crime?
Flat guard, good looks, my boy.
How are you calling this an enterprise when this was just a personal relationship with him and his girlfriend? In fact, in many instances, he didn't want his staff to know that he was doing it.
Good looks, Edison.
He was lying to KK.
Appreciate you.
At times.
More to come, pause.
There were other times where you're saying that he used his staff for the enterprise, but there is no proof or evidence that the staff members knew that they, by setting up the rooms, were committing a crime. To the assistants just thought, I'm doing my job, this is what my boss wants. There was no evidence proving that the assistants were setting this up as an enterprise to coerce, traffic, or aid Diddy in some sort of trafficking violation or crime. In many instances, the witnesses have testified that they didn't know what was going on in the room, or they
Edison
just
again,
thought
good
Mr.
looks.
Combs was just having a personal night with his girlfriend. So how is it that you guys are trying to give him a RICO when none of this is really connected, and the co-conspirators that you guys are adding to this equation had no idea that they were co-conspirating a crime? When they only thought they were just doing their job.
That would be nice.
And if you feel like they were a part of the enterprise, where is the agreement? Where is the evidence that shows that there was an agreement to commit said crime?
The crime
The
is
government has
top.
lacked producing that evidence. In order to call it an enterprise, there has to be an agreement knowing and stating that this person knows what they're doing. How do we even know that Diddy knew that he was committing a crime?
Diddy?
Where is the evidence showing that Diddy knew that he was committing a crime? So there was that. The enterprise is not clear. It must be it must be more than a group of people to have the relationship tied to the enterprise, okay? Also, you guys are saying that KK is the co-conspirator. KK started in 2016, but you guys are saying that this enterprise started in 2004 up to 2024. So 20 years of an enterprise. How is that when you talk about a RICO and an enterprise, it cannot be a bunch of separate events. It has to be a whole like well-oiled machine that all goes together. You guys are tying separate relationships in times in his life to build a 20-year enterprise. But not only that,
crazy dog.
If KK's the co-conspirator, what was going on the previous 12 years before she got there? The enterprise is not clear. And everybody that you're trying to make co-conspirators weren't even in on it. They were just employees doing their job for their boss.
Crazy.
They said there's insufficient proof to establish a single RICO. There is no evidence to satisfy a RICO. They failed to prove that the employees knew they were participants in crimes. Most info on the employees, when they speak to them, the employees thought they were running errands and they were just doing daily chores that Diddy wanted them to do. The employees had no idea that they were willfully aiding in crimes. So how does this satisfy the enterprise, which makes a RICO? Also, escorts were booked by Cassie or Jane Doe. Both Cassie and Jane Doe thought that the freak-offs were a secret.
The realest one, that's a fact. That is 100%
Diddy
fact.
actually tried to conceal these things from the employee, which he did. They showed receipts where he didn't really want the security to know. They showed receipts where, he lied to KK, and KK's like, why are you lying to me? You can't be lying to me. So there were moments where he didn't really want everybody knowing that he was doing a freak off. So this wasn't a plan to lure these women in and everybody conspired together for his sex ring. And if it was, the government, you lacked the evidence proving that. In essence, where's the smoking gun? This is all a bunch of hearsay and fallacies. And where's the hardcore evidence? Where's the agreement? There has to be an agreement to the enterprise, which gives you the RICO. There's no agreement. So they said Diddy actually tried to conceal these things from the employees. So how does this satisfy the organized crime, RICO, and enterprise? Actually, many of the employees, this also goes into the employees. If the employees were in on the RICO, she was kind of cooking.
She was kind of cooking.
And they were in on the enterprise. Why did D-Rock go and try to help Cassie? Why did Cassie go and talk to D-Rock? Why did Capricorn try to protect Cassie from Diddy? Why did some of the assistants quit after they saw Cassie being hit and abused? If they were in on it, how can they be your co-conspirators when they're trying to help and aid her behind your back?
Yeah, Diddy coming home, y'all. It all sounds garbage.
There is no evidence that she thought Cassie or believed that they were being, this is Jane Doe and Cassie, there's no evidence that they thought that or believed that they were being coerced or trafficked or having sex against their will. The idea that his employees were agreeing to a RICO act, there is no evidence. The government has to show each elect member had to engage or agree to participate in the conduct of the RICO. And that has not been done. There is no distinct enterprise here. Then they went that Diddy would have to agree and would have to commit 2 or more racketeering acts, bribery. The defendant has to promise someone or he would have to either call or promise someone that they felt like was going to go and, you know, speak to the law, right? And try to bribe them with money, finances, something. Intimidate them into not giving up any info. He would have to act with corrupt intent or to try to influence a testimony. And they said, it's very clear here. Everybody spoke. Everybody sung like a bird. Even with Mia, when she tried to allege that Diddy wanted to pay her, there was no sign of any money. He reached out to her and said, hey, you were around me during this time. I would like to talk to you. She never called him back. She never answered the phone. He never called her back and pressed the issue. So where's the bribery? This trial proved that Diddy didn't bribe anybody because everybody spoke. This is what she's saying.
Crazy.
The government needed to prove that Diddy would try to intimidate persons not to contact law enforcement. And he has to have a conscience that he's doing it. Mia had no evidence. Then they went over the forced labor. Knowing, providing. I can't even read the rest of the part. But basically, you got to really knowing that you're providing, making these people work in strenuous situations. That a force, you have to use force, physical restraint, acts of physical restraint. The government has to prove that Diddy employees stayed working to avoid harm or abuse, and that didn't happen. They're saying they could have left, but they endured. They actually showed in this case that they were upset when they thought they would get fired. Capricorn Clark. Mia was upset that she lost her job. They didn't mind the anger and the attitude. They wanted their jobs. In fact, when they did feel some type of way, they finally quit. So he was not holding them against their will. Let's take Capricorn Clark. When he pushed her out the door when she said she hated it here because he told her, bitch, the problem with you is you want a life. And ain't no motherfucking turkey bacon. And she looked and said she hated it here, and he pushed her out the door. Capricorn Clark said that was the day she quit because it was against her boundaries. So that goes to the point where when she was ready to quit, she walked away. So how was she forced to be here? In fact, she was upset that she's no longer working for him now.
No more turkey bacon.
And she tried to come back.
Nisha. The wife be the wild, son. Ha!
She here kind of here.
Nasty work.
She said, let's talk about the kidnapping. This is where I said, I don't know about this one. Capricorn in the lie detector test. How did Diddy know that she was in the lie detector room for 5 hours? She went as she pleased. She came as she pleased. She could have left. She said she never tried to leave because she wanted to prove her loyalty. So how was she kidnapped? She never tried to leave. Where is the proof that Diddy knew that she was being held against her will? That is where they try to say she was kidnapped for a week. How was she kidnapped?
John Smith,
she never
what's
tried
good?
to leave.
Shay Baby.
Where's the proof that Diddy kidnapped her. Where's the proof that she tried to leave and she couldn't? Then they said Cassie at the London hotel. They didn't say Intercontinental. They said London. Where Cassie said she was taken and held for 5 days. There's no evidence that she was kidnapped. No one used force or guns to keep her at the hotel. Where was the gun? Where was the force?
She said wearing
There's no evidence here.
A string bikini. Crazy,
We deserve an acquittal. The government has lacked to provide substantial evidence for these racketeering and RICO charges.
Diddy coming home. That's a fact.
And let's talk about Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
And the arson. There's no evidence that Diddy was involved in the arson. No one could put Diddy.
That's a fact,
at
John
the
Smith.
house
Thank you a lot, my boy.
At the time of the arson, and there was a female's DNA on the Molotov, whatever you say, cocktail. So how are we charging Diddy with this when you don't have any hardcore evidence that he did it?
Facts.
Where is the proof?
Where's the proof?
But the police did say they ran the license plate number, so he had been at that house. But who blew up the car? Now we get into the trafficking. She says the government has failed to prove that Diddy knew that he was doing something illegal with the freak-offs and flying the women out. And I'm going to say this. I didn't know that that was a wrong thing to do. Or you can try. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't have known that that was a thing until this. I just thought that's what all people did. To be honest with you, all people with money, you fly somebody out. I did not know that was considered trafficking. And I don't even think that he was even thinking, yeah, I'm going to traffic this. I just think he was going to just use her for his pleasure. Maybe he was a little bit a manipulator, but I don't know if I feel like it was an organized business to traffic these women.
Straight Harlem shaking out of there,
I don't
Charles.
know if I feel like that. I feel like he had his own kinky, lustful desires, but I don't think that he intentionally went out here to do a crime. I don't know if I feel like he knew that he was committing a crime in that way.
There it is, Charles. I like that.
So they have to prove that he knew that it was illegal and he was doing it with the intent of the crime. I'm just telling y'all what they read, and she just wasn't saying it. She was reading this based with the laws were saying and the codes and the numbers. I didn't write all that down. So she just wasn't just freestyling. And then she was referencing different cases, court numbers, court document numbers, legal codes, all that legal. So she just wasn't just running her mouth like me. She was backing it up with codes from legal documents and based upon the city and state and country, whatever, according to blah, 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 California law, this is what it has to be. So, I see a lot of people saying it doesn't matter. No, these things do matter. If the law is, in order to be considered a trafficker, you have to go into it with an intent to traffic, and you don't know, then you can't be charged on that, because if that's the case, everybody's going to jail for flying somebody out.
Facts.
And now, if you've been flown out, you a hoe.
Facts.
If you
They all doing it, Amon.
So, I'm just saying.
It's 2025. It's the lifestyle.
So, there were many receipts showing that these women actually wanted to engage. How would Diddy know that they didn't want to do it? There was more receipts showing that Jane Doe and Kathy, everybody was with it.
With it.
So how would I know I'm committing a crime when I fly her out and she's ready to fly out the next escort? Where's the proof?
All BS. Shout out to Sally S.
In fact, there was violence, but this isn't a domestic violence situation. After that, she would actually leave. So, yes, there was violence, but she would leave after the violence. So how was she trafficked?
Damn, homeboy said if Diddy wanted to give Amon
How was
some,
Cassie trafficked?
would Amon resist?
This is
Nasty
what they're saying.
Work. Shout out to Lowly
Jane
Knox.
Doe. There is no excuse, there's no evidence proving that Diddy knew he was coercing and defrauding Jane Doe. Jane Doe was willing to do the freak-offs because she believed and she received a financial gain. The fraud for Jane Doe, because they were saying, well, Jane Doe had been defrauded and lied to because Diddy was supposed to be promising her some sort of relationship, and she didn't actually get the relationship or the materials that, according to her state of mind, she believed that she would get or should have gotten. So she was defrauded. So that part of that, they're saying that she was trafficked by fraud. But then the defense is saying, well, no, she wasn't trafficked or defrauded at all. She was a jealous girlfriend because Jane Doe was all about the money. And everything was good until she realized there was other girls getting more money for less work. But while she thought that she was the main girl, she was happy with what she was getting until she found out that other girls were getting other things, and in most cases more. Then all of a sudden, she had began being defrauded. You couple that with Kathy's lawsuit. After she extensively read through Kathy's lawsuit, she began to turn the heat up and crash out and feel some type of way because she was essentially looking for a payday. Now, this is the only one. This is another one that was sketchy for me.
All right, y'all, that's enough for today. Shout out to Amon. He always give us the scoop. All right, I got to get out of here. I got a lot of things to do today. I'm going to do another video later on today. I'm going to go to the streets and do another blog on the Diddy case, so you guys can go check that out. I will see you guys on Friday for Freaky Friday. I wasn't on last Friday, but I will be on this Friday. All right, last thing before we get out of here. If you're in New York and you rock with me, Saturday, come out here to Long Island. The Mac Day is going to be crazy. Shout out to the Bolden Mac. Davies is going to be in the building. Whole bunch of artists. Last year they had Cash Cobain performing. They had all types of big artists out there performing. Pause. This year is going to be the same thing. And your boy's going to be out there hosting it. And I'm going to be doing my thing. You know, shout out to everybody out there in Long Island. I was out there with them at the Nassau Coliseum with Clash TV before. They bringing me back. They bringing me back. That's a fact. Shout out to Drew. That's my dude right there. Me and him spoke. We locked everything in. Drew, let's do it this weekend. Pause. It's up, my dude. Shout out to everybody. And for the people out there, too. that see me in the parks, y'all all ask me, when is Clash TV coming back to start streaming? We will be back July 7th throughout the rest of the summer. So we are going to cover this summer for sure in the parks. We just had some things we had to take care of. We'll be out there July 7th. All right, so I'll see you guys on Friday. Check out the vlogs throughout the day and the reels. Get in them comments so I can talk to y'all back. I love y'all. Thank you for the support. This means a lot to me. This is what I want to do for life. I'll see y'all later, all right? Later. Let me get the... Oh, yeah, shout out to the new females, too, pulling up in the building. I love y'all, especially the ladies that don't troll and show love. That's what it's about. Shout out to the ladies. Bye, Michelle. Michelle, sexy behind, always showing love, too. Remember Oil and Diddy and Diddy Dukes Fridays. Yeah. No, Michelle, I got on baggy shorts. I don't do the Diddy Dukes. Look, I got on baggy shorts. My shits is baggy. Baggy shorts. That's a fact. I don't do the Diddy Dukes. I love y'all. See you later. Michelle, you know you my boo. Always. Oh, real quick for y'all, a little snippet real quick of Freaky Fridays. Let me give it to y'all real quick. Hey. Hey. Shay Baby. Yeah. Hey. Freaky Fridays, we lit. We bringing that back this Friday, y'all. Charles, we back Friday. That's a fact. One more for the streets. Hey, yes. Yes. I'll see y'all on Friday. We are back, Freaky Fridays. We're going to do it again, y'all. I'll see y'all later.
Welcome to the VIP section.
Shay Baby, y'all. 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 Shay Baby, y'all.
The vibes. Make sure you go like and subscribe to the channel if you like what's going on, if you like all the hip-hop and the sports news, and you like everything that Shay Baby's bringing to the table. Make sure you like and subscribe. You already know the vibes. Yeah!
Shay Baby.